Welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Justin Hayes. I'm the program director for the Idaho Conservation League, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today about this important rule. The Idaho Conservation League has been involved in this rulemaking since the very beginning. We participated at virtually every opportunity. And I'd like to make a distinction. One of the members of the committee said, it appears that people who participated in this negotiated rulemaking are now saying that it's not sufficient. Well, I'm one of those people. I brought up these issues throughout the course of the entire rulemaking, and merely by participating in the rulemaking and attempting to get to a good outcome doesn't mean that I'm obligated in any way to agree with the outcome that is finally being put forward. So I'd just like to make it clear that when people are participating in negotiated rulemakings, they aren't somehow surrendering their right to disagree with the final outcome. Mm-hmm. So with that, I'd like to get into this rule. I'd like to also start by thanking the DEQ for all of the hard work that they did on this. This has been a complicated rulemaking. They've brought a lot of parties together. They've spent a lot of staff time and state resources trying to develop the best available information to inform this rulemaking, and I think that they've done an admirable job. And the science behind some of these numbers is not really in dispute. What is in dispute is how we will use this science and the policies that the state will put forward. And I think that is a very important thing for this body to be considering, is the state putting forward an acceptable policy. We heard from Mr. Brunel that DEQ decided that it wanted to ensure that this rule would be protective of 95% of Idaho's non-tribal or white population. That's nice, that's good. But the implication for this rule is that it is only protective for the mean of the tribal population. Does this state want to have policies that provide a different level of protection for its dominant white culture and a lesser level of protection for its Native American tribes? Because that is exactly what this rule does. That is the question before you. It is not a science question, it is a policy question. With that, I would stand for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes. Committee members, do you have any questions? Okay, seeing none, thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay. Would anyone else like to testify on this docket? Okay, seeing none. Any further questions? Committee, this docket is before you. Representative Nielsen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm really mixed up on this issue. To say that I can digest all this information that's been given